Assalamualaikum and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the GCC Rail Network, which is going to transform um, the travel between GCC. So imagine that you're living in Saudi Arabia or going to the UAE or Qatar or Oman by train, and that really process is quite seamless and hassle-free without the need of going to airports without the hassle of standing in queues. That sounds quite futuristic, right? Because that's already happening in Europe, already happening in Schengen, but it's not happening in the GCC. But the GCC Rail Network is set to launch in 2030. Connecting all GCC countries is the answer. Is the Gulf's response and answer to the Europe's famous Schengen train routes. And you must have seen that recently, GCC is also introducing a visit visa in which you'll be able to get a GCC-wide visit visa, and you can travel to any country without having to go through the hoops of applying visa for all the respective countries separately. So this ambitious project will connect Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar with over 2,000 kilometers of rail. So imagine hopping on a train from Riyadh and reaching Dubai in just a few hours, or enjoying a scenic journey from Muscat to Doha. With modern high-speed trains, the GCC Rail is set to redefine regional travel. Now, the key stats I want to share with you is the expected completion of this is by 2030. Trains will be capable of speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour, and it will link major cities, airports, and ports. But what are the benefits for the travelers and residents? So, in order to think about that, we need to understand that what does this mean for you as a traveler or a resident in the GCC? So, let's break it down. The first thing I think is convenience. You skip the airport queues, long security checks with trains. You can arrive in minutes before departure. Second thing is very cost effective. Trains are generally cheaper than flights, especially for shorter distances within the GCC, and that's perfect for budget travelers. And it also enhances the mobility for expats and residents. Right now, expats need to go to airports, but if you're working in another country or you're visiting your friends or family in neighboring countries on weekends, for example, so you don't need to book flights anymore. And it's eco-friendly. Trains emit less significantly CO2 emissions than planes or cars. So this is you being more sustainable and thinking about the environment of the future. But what is its comparison to Europe? Because this sounds a lot like Europe. There's Schengen rail system, doesn't it? So here's how the GCC rail compares to Europe's iconic network. One is that it's seamless cross-border travel, just like in Europe, where you can travel from, like, for example, Paris to Amsterdam by train. The GCC rail will make movement between the GCC countries very easy, especially within the relaxed border policies. It will bring economic integration. Europe trains boosted the trade and tourism in the Schengen region. So the GCC rail is expected to do the same, think more tourist and more stronger economic ties. It's a unique Gulf touch. Unlike Europe, the Gulf's rail will reflect the region's modern infrastructure and cultural heritage, offering a very distinct experience. But what does it all mean? So the GCC rail isn't just a transportation project. It's a step towards a more connected, prosperous, and modern Gulf region. Whether you are a frequent traveler or a business person or an expat or even a local resident, this network will change the way you experience the region. So hopefully you like the video. What are your thoughts on the GCC rail? Do you think it will really transform the Gulf the way the trains did in Europe, or you think this is unachievable? Let us know in your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on life in Riyadh and the wider GCC. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.